gangstas. So right now is the new moon in Pisces. So, and happy birthday! It is your season. Having the new moon in Pisces with the sun in Pisces, it's a beautiful vibe. My Venus is in Pisces, so I feel that there's a deep connection to our emotional side in this, right? And kind of finding the logic and reasoning through that, right? One thing I've learned about Pisces is y'all are the toughest tough guys in the world, right? I've never met a Pisces that could not fight, okay? And I feel that you guys get mislabeled a lot because a lot of people look at emotional strength as weakness. And I hope that we can change that narrative a lot, because emotional strength is power, right? That is strength, you know. So yeah, let's tap into this Piscean energy, see who you are, what you need to hear, what Spirit wants you to know moving forward, and all that. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is this shadow self, right? Denial, projection, shame. Either you're dealing with somebody in this energy, or you yourself are doing some shadow work. With the Syrians A, this is about being artistic, having integrity, and being honest, right? Which I feel these are very, very opposite energies. However, they don't necessarily negate each other, right? Because the more shadow work we do, the more in tune we are with our integrity and our honesty and our true self, right? The more we have that self-awareness, the deeper we flow, right, into who we really are. So we're going to use my Nefertari deck. Oh, it's very shiny. So yeah, let's see what Spirit wants you to know in regards to what exactly you are experiencing. Right? Because if you notice, he's like on the outside looking in at his shadow and kind of like, it's like he's reaching in and his shadow and his hand are like touching, right? And I feel that this is a beautiful, beautiful card, because it really shows like getting in tune with your shadow self, right? And having that full awareness of who you are inside and out. We all have a shadow self, right? We all have that in us. We all have that. And our level of acceptance towards that really shows a lot about our character, because a lot of people struggle to accept that. They're like, my ego is dead. And it's like, no, that's your ego saying that, actually. You can't kill your ego without killing yourself. That's why I don't really like the term ego death, right? I like ego integration. I like to acknowledge the reality that you are not going to exist without your ego. However, you can mature your ego. Your ego doesn't necessarily have to run the show. You can keep that shit in check, right? Its whole purpose is to protect you, you know? And I don't really see that as being a bad thing, right? I'm seeing the Ten of Pentacles, right? I'm seeing you really working towards building up yourself. This could be generational wealth. And wealth doesn't always mean money, right? It means abundance. It means mental clarity. It means passing on the right things to our, future generations. Things that can really help their quality of life, right? The quality of life of our offspring, of their offspring, and so on and so forth, right? It's like whatever you're doing currently is going to affect the future generations of your life, of your bloodline, right? Or your soul line, right? Because we have soul family too, and that's not necessarily always the same, right? So then we have the Judgment card. I see that you are like really taking a stance, really deciding like who you are, who you want to be, what you want to grow into. You're really putting your foot down about it because you're not going to allow yourself to be defined by others. We have the Seven of Pentacles, and I do see you reaping the rewards of your hard efforts, right? This is something that you've like plugged away at, something that you've invested a lot of yourself into, and really seeing positive growth and outcomes, whether this is in money or stability or resources, whatever that looks like to you. It looks like something that you've invested in is going to be growing for you. We have the Hierophant, Taurus energy showing up. This is about spiritual leveling up, right? This is about teaching and guiding others. This is about tapping into your higher self. And you could be getting a promotion, or simply with that Seven of Pentacles, whatever it is that's coming in for you is really going to boost you to the next level. And we have the Ten of Cups in reverse. 10-10, endings and new beginnings, right? Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups in reverse. Ten of Cups in reverse tells me that there's something in regards to emotional fulfillment here that is lacking. I don't like saying that, but that's what it feels like. It feels like there's, like, though you're growing in this other area, and yes, there's a lot to be proud of, it's like there's an emotional factor that is being neglected, or that has not really been fulfilled, I guess is the best way to put that. Then we have Eight of Swords. There's something that you don't see coming. So let's see. Let's clarify the Ten of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Swords. I want to know what it is that is emotionally lacking, or if there is a complete disregard of an emotional fulfillment that you want but you feel is unattainable. Let's see what that means. Three of Pentacles in reverse. With the Four of Wands in reverse. This could be like not having the kind of partnership that you would like, right? This is not having, because the Four of Wands in reverse. With the Judgment card, there could be divorce, right? Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's like somebody not willing to work with you on certain matters, right? And perhaps you have like your mind set on a very specific person, and I always tell people, like, if you're manifesting love, or if you're trying to attain that, like, throw away your expectation of who it's coming from. And I know that's hard, especially when we have our mind set on a certain person, a certain outcome, a certain whatever. But oftentimes, what I've seen is that we don't necessarily, like, we want and we expect to get this certain kind of dynamic or relationship from a person, like a very specific individual, and they're just not capable of fulfilling that role, right? And so we can get into the mindset of feeling like a lot of disappointment or kind of going into a lack mindset because that person is not able to do what we want, right? And we're not really entitled to them, right? And I know that's hard to understand. We're not entitled to anybody's love, time, affection, energy, any of that. What is given is a gift, right? And so if you're manifesting partnership, my advice to you would be to not specifically name them, right? Name what you want, what kind of relationship you want, how you want to feel, the kind of qualities and traits you want in a person. And I guarantee you, almost always, what you want in partnership and what you want in their traits and all that is almost never going to be in that person that you have in your head, right? I saw this post yesterday, and it was talking about how the version of other people that we have in our head doesn't actually exist, right? We think we know people. The reality of who they are is not that, right? They see themselves completely different from how we see them. They see us completely different from how we see ourselves. So all of our preconceived notions about people is, we have to understand that that's what our brain made up of them. That's what our ego wants them to be, right? And we don't get to control certain outcomes, right? We don't get to control somebody else's willpower. We don't get to make them into the people that they are not. We don't get to put those expectations on them. It's not fair. Because, we're like, why are you not living up to this delulu I created of you? And it's like, well, because they're not that. They're not that. And sometimes that's rough, And I see like a bigger focus on material gain here with the Ace of Pentacles. I do see you could be taking up a new job or a new opportunity could come along. Like I said with the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like something you've invested in is paying off for you. Let's see. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. And perhaps, somebody that we had hoped would come through in some kind of way for us simply did not. Right? With the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it's kind of leaving you to be very decisive in other areas. Alright? It's like, okay, if focusing on this partnership or this thing is not working out, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on my business, or I'm going to work on, just investing myself in work, investing myself in that which is that which is within the realm of my control, right? Because other people are not within the realm of our control, right? And they should not be. We should not be controlling other people. We should not be manipulating their outcomes. We should not be wanting them to be different. There's a beauty in accepting all people just as they are and all the realness of who they are. We have Four of Swords. I do see a need for self-care here, like a need to be gentle with yourself, a need to not be so hard on yourself, a need to really give yourself that space for healing. We have the Star card, Aquarius energy, followed up by the Queen of Swords in reverse. Could be dealing with an Aquarius, or have heavy Aquarius placements. But with the Star card, I do see a hopefulness, right? I do see this optimism that better is to come, right? Because better always comes. And it's kind of looking at the bright side. It's looking at the light in the darkness. It's investing yourself in that which is fulfilling. And this is also tapping into your sense of purpose, right? Like, what are you here for? What are you really here for, right? We're not just here to be people's boyfriends and girlfriends, right? We're not just here to live a life of servitude in relationships, okay? A lot of our sense of purpose and our drive has to do with what we create, who we inspire, and the messages that we spread. Like, what kind of, what is within your realm of control is the effect you have on others, you know? With the Queen of Swords in reverse, I feel this energy of not wanting to fight, not wanting to have to be cold and hard and brutish, right? Queen of Swords is very cold, hard, brutish. Like, she's very to the point, willing to cut people off. You may not want to be cut off, or you may not want to cut somebody off. But there is a level of acceptance here that needs to take place in just the reality of the situation rather than our desires in the situation, And I often tell people that the more time you waste on the wrong people, the more you are making the right people wait for you, right? The more you are actually, like, inhibiting a more positive direction, We have the Six of Wands in reverse, and this is like feeling unseen or under-acknowledged, underappreciated. With the Empress in reverse, I'm going to tell you right now, it looks like the person that you're dealing with is not able to step into the role that you would like to see them in. Right? And I feel like I'm reiterating this in different ways. The Empress in the upright is very maternal, compassionate, caring, giving. This is somebody who is very selfless, but that in reverse is the opposite, right? That in reverse is somebody who's more on the selfish side, somebody who lacks compassion, somebody who doesn't have what you're seeking, right, in that regard. They don't have the emotional capacity to pour their water on you. So, let's see. What else do you need to know? What is your advice? Hold on, I'm coming. Sorry, that song came into my mind. Your advice here is the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is wait for the ships to come in, right? This is being patient. This is not expecting instant gratification. This is allowing something to progress into what it's meant to. There's plenty of time to accomplish what is needed to accomplish, right? With the Five of Pentacles in reverse, it's saying that you will not be left out in the cold, right? You're not going to be left with nothing. And it's saying to just bide your time and be patient, and rather than seeking it out, attract it, right? And when we're attracting, using the law of attraction, what we're doing is we're not chasing it. If you're chasing something, it's running from you, right? And Three of Wands tells us about this stillness, right? This is like, okay, fine. I'm going to get very clear with that Judgment card on what I want, right? On the outcomes I would like to see in my own life. This is getting very clear about the vision you have for your life and what you would like to accomplish. My ear got a little itchy. So, and I feel that which is worth it is going to take that kind of patience and that kind of effort. It's going to take you to drop some preconceived notions. And if you're just rushing to the finish line, then you're not really enjoying the journey, right? And a huge part of this is enjoy the journey, right? Don't just rush to the finish line. Don't rush to your outcomes. Don't focus on your outcomes, right? Don't be like instead focus on the work it takes to get those outcomes, right? Like if I want to be a billionaire, I'm not going to be focused on I'm going to be a billionaire. It's like, okay, what steps can I take to attract $1 billion? Like, what things am I going to do to bring that into my life, right? Because I'm not going to chase it, right? I will align myself with it. I will, because money is energy, right? And you can align yourself with any kind of energy. And when you align yourself with the right kind of energy, then the right kind of outcomes come, you know? With the Nine of Cups, I do see wish fulfillment. I do see things working out. Maybe not with whom you would like, but with whom can fulfill that desire, right? That makes sense. With somebody who fits the bill, somebody who actually checks off all the little boxes, you know? This is somebody who matches up to your desires, right? Your deeper desires, the real desires, right? That give you that dynamic that you seek, that match you, right? It's like, may not be wrapped up in the package that you think it's going to be, but it will be a great package. It's going to be an everything kind of, an all-inclusive kind of package, but you also have to stop directing all your energy towards a single person for a single outcome, right? Because as long as you do that, you are inhibiting any potential for a better thing to come along, right? That you're not leaving room for that. So let's see. Like, one thing is, like, for me, when I'm manifesting, I like to write it out. Or, like, my son, he likes to draw pictures, right? So, however it is that works best with the way that you process, right? The best way to visualize it. Write it out, draw it out, create a spiritual map, right? Of, like, this is what I want, this is how I want it. Give yourself time every day to kind of visualize the outcome, to really see yourself in that position. to feel what it's like to be in that position, to feel what it's like to be that person that you know, would like to be, and to have the life that you want to have. Right? That's really the energy you're trying to align with, is what it's going to feel like. Right? That you want to already start feeling that, like you're already in it. And then stay open-minded. As opportunities come in, don't be like, well, this opportunity doesn't look exactly like that, so it can't possibly be that. Because that's not necessarily the case. You know, like sometimes, you know, it might look like a small opportunity, but it has huge potential. So be open, right? Be open to your intuition, you know, be open to a different way. There's this great parable that I've heard where there's this guy, right? And he's an atheist. And David Foster Wallace did this during a commencement speech, and I loved it. And he's like, and the religious guy's like, well, why don't you believe in God? And he's like, well, I was stuck out in sea, right? And I prayed, and I was like, God, if you exist, if you're out there, rescue me, right? And then he said, so then shortly later, a couple of Eskimos were fishing, and they came and they pulled me to shore or whatever, and they saved me. God didn't save me; they saved me. And then, then the religious guy's like, well, then surely you should believe in God, because He sent people to save you. You got saved. You're alive. You're not you're not stuck out there. You should believe, right? Like that's. And he was like, no, it was those guys. They saved me. It was, you know, and it's like a lot of it has to do with perspective here. You might ask for something, and you might expect some dude to come flying out of the sky and lift you up out of the waters and take you to, you know, whatever. It's very imaginative, right? But when you think about God as energy, and it is the collective, and when we connect, sometimes you're going to find God in those people that are helping you through these situations, that are pulling you out and putting you into, you know, the right place, the right time, you know? And so don't get so hell bent on the way it's supposed to look in your head, right? Because sometimes what you want, it's not going to be exactly how it looks in your head, right? Like, yeah, be specific about what you want, sure. Also be open to the fact that it could come in any form, right? It can come in many forms. And oftentimes, the thing that we hyperfixate on, the thing that never really shows up for us, that's the thing that is sent to, like, test our spirit to see, do you really want those things, or do you just want the packaging that it's wrapped up in, right? Like, is this person, like, dishonest with you? Is this a person that you can trust? Is this a person that you feel safe in their company? Is this somebody who shows up for you? Is this somebody who is responsive, like, or do they just look cute? You know? And really, and then it helps you to align too with your own integrity of, like, well, do I want the whole package, or do I just want the wrapping, right? Like, because a lot of people get caught up in, well, I want this person because they look this way and they present this way. They would look good with me, right? Thing is, it's not about how a person looks with you. It's about how you feel with them, right? And that's a very important thing. Like, and when somebody sparks up genuine feelings, and they have genuine interest in you, and they have genuine concern for your well-being, and put forth that effort, that is what you should be paying attention to in that regard. So anyway, Bagalamukhi. She arrests the flow of negativity, particularly that of her own making. She transforms our karma from that which hinders our joy to that which can create true happiness. As you seek refuge in her, you are protected from gossip, slander, and any form of negativity from others. A positive turning of the tide of good fortune is predicted. Matangi. She is the tantric queen of outcasts, unveiling the hidden inner power to thrive outside conventional society. If you have been denied love and respect, she brings healing and empowerment. If you have suffered rejection, abandonment, or been labeled as unworthy in any way, she brings dignity and repair. She clears the way for a creative, joyful, and vibrant life path. Durga Kalika. In unusually challenging situations, the ways we have supported ourselves during more ordinary times are insufficient. We need to be open to divine inspiration, protection, and proceeding in new ways. Here is a portent of unexpected success. Even if everything appears to be going against you, the tide shall turn through divine grace. Khadga. A predestined series of events is due to occur according to divine timing. This has been orchestrated at a higher level to integrate the paths of people with whom you have soul contracts in this lifetime. Trust in the doors that close just as much as in the doors that open for you as a result. And that is what I have for you, Pisces. Namaste. I love you all and I wish you the best. Have a great day.